Number of years ago came and took our photographs and the children's photograph. So to be invited.
For years, the world couldn't stop criticizing her appearance. Now, those same people are stunned by a transformation they never saw coming. But behind the viral photos and shocking headlines lies a powerful story of love, loyalty, heartbreak, and resilience that proves true beauty was never about a number on a scale. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more inspiring celebrity stories, untold Hollywood journeys, and powerful documentaries you won't find anywhere else. When people hear the name Pierce Brosnan, they instantly think of elegance, charm, and one of the most iconic actors to ever play James Bond. Throughout his decades-long career, Brosnan has been admired by millions around the world. Yet behind the fame, red carpets, and Hollywood success is a love story that many fans consider even more remarkable than any role he has ever played. At the center of that story is his wife, Keely Shaye Smith. Recently, Keely has been making headlines after appearing noticeably slimmer in a series of public photos. Social media users, entertainment outlets, and fans around the world quickly noticed the change. Many were surprised by her appearance, while others praised her confidence and elegance. But what makes this story truly powerful is not the weight loss itself. It's the journey that led to this moment. To understand why so many people are talking about Keely today, we need to go back to where it all began. Before becoming Mrs. Pierce Brosnan, Keely Shaye Smith had already built an impressive career of her own. She worked as a journalist, television host, environmental advocate, and writer. Intelligent, ambitious, and passionate about important causes, she was much more than just another Hollywood personality. When Keely met Pierce Brosnan in the mid-1990s, the actor was still recovering from one of the greatest tragedies of his life. Years earlier, he had lost his first wife, Cassandra Harris, to cancer. Her death left a deep emotional wound that seemed impossible to heal. Friends close to Brosnan often described him as a man carrying profound grief beneath his successful public image. Then Keely entered his life. What began as a simple meeting soon developed into a meaningful connection. Brosnan found comfort in her warmth, intelligence, and compassion. Keely brought laughter back into his life during a time when happiness seemed distant. Their relationship grew steadily, and unlike many celebrity romances, it was built on genuine friendship and mutual respect. In 2001, the couple married in a beautiful ceremony surrounded by family and friends. For many observers, they seemed like the perfect Hollywood couple. However, as the years passed, public attention began shifting toward something entirely unrelated to their relationship. It shifted toward Keely's appearance. Like many women, Keely's body changed over time. Pregnancy, aging, life experiences, and countless personal factors contributed to those changes. But while such transformations are perfectly normal, the entertainment industry often operates under unrealistic standards of beauty. Tabloids began publishing comparisons between older and newer photographs. Online commenters made cruel remarks. Gossip websites speculated endlessly about her weight. In many cases, people seemed more interested in criticizing her appearance than celebrating her accomplishments. What made the situation even more frustrating was the double standard. Male celebrities often age naturally without attracting the same level of scrutiny. Yet women are frequently judged against impossible expectations, especially when they are married to famous actors. Keely found herself facing criticism that no one deserves. And through it all, Pierce Brosnan stood firmly by her side. Unlike many celebrities who remain silent when their partners are attacked, Brosnan openly defended his wife. Time and time again, he spoke about his love for her. He praised her character, her strength, and the life they had built together. In one of his most widely shared statements, Brosnan made it clear that he loved Keely exactly as she was. He wasn't interested in society's beauty standards. He wasn't concerned with unrealistic expectations. He valued the woman he had fallen in love with years earlier. His support resonated with people around the world. At a time when celebrity relationships often seem fragile and temporary, Pierce and Keely represented something different. They demonstrated that real love isn't based on perfection. It's based on commitment, respect, and acceptance. Years passed, and despite the endless headlines and public scrutiny, Pierce Brosnan and Keely Shaye Smith continued living their lives on their own terms. While critics focused on appearances, the couple focused on what truly mattered: family, happiness, and the deep bond they had built together over the years. They raised their children, supported each other through life's challenges, and quietly maintained one of Hollywood's strongest and most admired marriages. To those who knew them, their relationship was never about glamour or public approval. It was about genuine love and partnership. Yet the public fascination with Keely's appearance never completely disappeared. Every time she attended a red carpet event or appeared in new photographs, social media would erupt with comments. Some people praised her confidence and elegance, while others continued to criticize her appearance. The constant scrutiny would have been difficult for anyone to endure. But Keely refused to let strangers define her worth. Instead of responding to negativity, she focused on her family, her passions, and the causes she believed in. Throughout the years, Keely remained dedicated to environmental advocacy and charitable work. She continued to use her platform to support issues that mattered to her, proving that there was far more to her than the headlines often suggested. While the media focused on superficial topics, she continued building a meaningful life centered around purpose and compassion. Slowly, many fans began to recognize the unfair treatment she had received and started speaking out in her defense. As public attitudes shifted, more people began praising not only Keely's strength but also the remarkable relationship she shared with Pierce Brosnan. In an industry known for short-lived romances and constant scandals, their marriage stood out as something rare. Through every challenge, every rumor, and every headline, they remained devoted to one another. Their relationship became a reminder that lasting love is built on respect, trust, and acceptance rather than physical perfection. Then came the photographs that would once again place Keely at the center of worldwide attention. Fans immediately noticed that she appeared noticeably slimmer than before. Entertainment websites rushed to publish articles about her transformation, and social media quickly filled with reactions. Many people expressed admiration for her appearance, while others were simply surprised by the change. The images spread rapidly, becoming one of the most talked about celebrity stories of the moment. But beneath all the excitement surrounding her transformation was a deeper truth. Keely's value had never depended on her weight. She was the same accomplished, intelligent, and compassionate woman before the transformation as she was after it. The attention surrounding her appearance highlighted how quickly society often changes its opinions based on physical appearance alone. For many supporters, this wasn't a story about losing weight, it was a story about resilience, confidence, and refusing to let years of criticism define who you are. Perhaps the most remarkable part of the entire story was Pierce Brosnan's unwavering support. While headlines came and went, his love for Keely never seemed to change. Whether she was being criticized or praised, he continued speaking about her with the same admiration and affection. He consistently reminded the world that beauty is about far more than appearance and that the woman he loved was beautiful because of her heart, her character, and the life they had built together. That unwavering loyalty is one of the reasons their love story continues to inspire people around the world. In a culture often obsessed with perfection, Pierce and Keely have shown that true love is not based on unrealistic standards. It is built on accepting someone completely, standing beside them during difficult times, and valuing who they are beyond what others see on the surface. And as Keely continues to capture attention for her transformation, the greatest story may not be the weight loss itself, but the strength, dignity, and love that carried her through every chapter of the journey. Many people who followed Keely's journey began looking back at the years of criticism she endured and realized just how unfair it had been. For nearly 2 decades, she had been compared to unrealistic Hollywood standards. Magazine covers, gossip articles, and online discussions often reduced an accomplished woman to nothing more than her appearance. Yet despite the negativity, she never publicly lashed out, never allowed herself to become consumed by bitterness, and never let critics dictate how she lived her life. That quiet strength is perhaps one of the most admirable aspects of her story. As the recent photographs continued making headlines, fans also noticed something beyond the physical transformation. Keely appeared genuinely happy. Whether she was walking alongside Pierce Brosnan, attending events, or simply smiling for cameras, there was a confidence that seemed impossible to ignore. For many supporters, that confidence was far more inspiring than any change in appearance. It represented a woman who had learned to embrace herself despite years of judgment from strangers. Meanwhile, Pierce Brosnan continued proving why so many people consider him one of Hollywood's true gentlemen. Over the years, he never appeared interested in defending his marriage through dramatic interviews or public arguments. Instead, he let his actions speak for him. He stood beside Keely at public events, celebrated her achievements, and consistently expressed his admiration for her whenever asked. In an industry where relationships often seem temporary, his loyalty became a powerful example of what lasting commitment looks like. Those close to the couple often described their relationship as remarkably grounded. Despite international fame and decades in the spotlight, they have always prioritized family over celebrity culture. Friends say they enjoy spending time together away from Hollywood, focusing on simple moments rather than chasing attention. That strong foundation may explain why their marriage has survived challenges that have ended countless other celebrity relationships. What makes their story particularly meaningful is that it speaks to people far beyond the world of entertainment. Millions of individuals have experienced judgment because of their appearance. Many know what it feels like to be criticized, compared to others, or made to feel inadequate because they don't fit society's expectations. Keely's journey reminds them that self-worth should never depend on public approval. It comes from knowing your value even when others fail to see it. As discussions about her transformation continued spreading online, another conversation began emerging. People started questioning why society places so much emphasis on appearance in the first place. Why are women so often judged more harshly than men? Why do physical changes become headline news while personal accomplishments receive far less attention? These questions don't have simple answers, but Keely's story has encouraged many people to think about them more deeply. For Pierce Brosnan, however, the answer always seemed straightforward. Throughout every stage of their relationship, he saw the same woman he fell in love with years ago. He saw her kindness, her intelligence, her sense of humor, and the strength she demonstrated through difficult times. Those qualities never changed, regardless of what the headlines claimed. And perhaps that is why their marriage has remained so strong when so many others have struggled. Today, as Keely Shaye Smith continues attracting attention for her transformation, her story stands as more than just another celebrity headline. It has become a reminder that true beauty is not defined by trends, opinions, or changing standards. Real beauty comes from resilience. It comes from confidence. It comes from remaining true to yourself when the world tries to tell you who you should be. And as the cameras continue flashing and the headlines continue circulating, one thing remains undeniable. The greatest transformation in this story may not be physical at all. It may be the lesson that millions of people are finally beginning to understand, that happiness, confidence, and self-worth can never be measured by appearance alone. For Keely and Pierce, that truth has been at the heart of their relationship from the very beginning, and it continues to inspire people around the world today. As the story continued to gain attention, many fans found themselves looking beyond the headlines and focusing on something much more meaningful. The photographs may have sparked the conversation, but it was the journey behind them that kept people interested. Because when you look closely at Keely Shaye Smith's life, you don't just see a woman who experienced a physical transformation. You see a woman who spent years under a microscope and somehow managed to maintain her dignity through it all. In Hollywood, image is often treated as everything. Careers are built around appearances, and public perception can change overnight. Countless celebrities have admitted that the pressure to look perfect can be overwhelming. Yet Keely never seemed interested in chasing perfection. She lived her life on her own terms, refusing to let public expectations dictate her happiness. That independence became one of her greatest strengths. For years, gossip publications attempted to create narratives around her appearance. Some claimed she had changed too much. Others compared her to younger versions of herself. Yet these stories often ignored the reality that everyone changes over time. Aging is natural. Bodies evolve. Life leaves its mark on every person. The difference was that Keely experienced those changes while millions of people watched. What many critics failed to understand was that Keely's life had never revolved around public approval. She was a devoted wife, a loving mother, a successful professional, and a passionate advocate for environmental causes. Her accomplishments extended far beyond the photographs that appeared in magazines. Yet too often, those accomplishments were overshadowed by discussions about her appearance. Perhaps that is why so many people found Pierce Brosnan's devotion so refreshing. In an era where celebrity relationships frequently become headline-driven spectacles, his commitment remained remarkably genuine. He never appeared interested in public image when it came to his marriage. He simply loved his wife and wasn't afraid to say so. Time after time, he reminded the world that true attraction is built on far more than physical appearance. As the years passed, their relationship became a symbol of something increasingly rare in Hollywood: stability. While scandals dominated entertainment news and high-profile marriages collapsed around them, Pierce and Keely continued moving forward together. Their love story survived changing trends, public scrutiny, and the relentless attention that comes with fame. Every challenge they faced seemed to strengthen the bond between them. Then came the recent transformation that once again placed Keely in the spotlight. The images spread quickly across the internet, generating millions of views and countless reactions. But unlike previous years, much of the conversation was filled with admiration rather than criticism. Fans celebrated her confidence. Supporters praised her perseverance. Many viewed her transformation not as a response to public pressure but as a personal journey that deserved respect. Yet perhaps the most powerful aspect of this story is the message it sends to ordinary people. It reminds us that our value does not increase or decrease based on how others perceive us. It reminds us that confidence comes from within. And it reminds us that the opinions of strangers should never carry more weight than our own sense of self-worth. For Keely Shaye Smith, the journey has never been about proving critics wrong. It has been about living authentically, staying true to herself, and surrounding herself with people who genuinely care about her. That approach allowed her to rise above years of negativity and emerge stronger than ever. And standing beside her through every chapter was Pierce Brosnan, a man who saw beyond headlines, beyond public opinion, and beyond appearances. While the world debated her image, he focused on the person he loved. That unwavering loyalty transformed their marriage into one of the most admired relationships in modern Hollywood. As this remarkable story continues, one thing becomes increasingly clear. Long after the headlines fade and the social media discussions disappear, people will remember something far more important than weight loss. They will remember a woman who faced years of judgment with grace, and a man who never stopped believing she was beautiful exactly as she was. Their story is not simply about transformation. It is about resilience, devotion, and the enduring power of unconditional love. As we reach the end of this remarkable story, it's clear that the headlines only tell a small part of the truth. Yes, people are talking about Keely Shaye Smith's transformation. Yes, the photographs have captured worldwide attention. But the real story was never about weight loss. It was about strength. It was about enduring years of criticism without losing confidence. And it was about a love story that refused to be shaken by public opinion. In a world obsessed with appearances, Keely's journey reminds us that true beauty is found in resilience, self-respect, and authenticity. Long before the recent headlines, she was already a successful woman, a devoted mother, a passionate advocate, and the heart of a family built on love. Those qualities never changed. The only thing that changed was the way some people chose to see her. And perhaps the most inspiring part of all is the unwavering support of Pierce Brosnan. Through every headline, every rumor, and every public discussion, he stood beside the woman he loved. His loyalty proved that genuine love isn't based on perfection, it is based on acceptance, respect, and commitment through every stage of life. Years from now, people may forget the viral photographs and the headlines that surrounded them. But they will remember the message behind this story. They will remember a woman who faced judgment with grace, and a husband who never stopped reminding the world that she was beautiful exactly as she was. Because in the end, the greatest transformation wasn't physical at all. It was the reminder that confidence is stronger than criticism, character is more important than appearance, and true love will always outshine public opinion. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next powerful celebrity story. Let us know in the comments, what do you think is the secret behind Pierce and Keely's lasting love? Until next time, thanks for watching.